Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a review of the Vichy Normaderm range, well, the products that I have from the range. I have the Deep Cleansing and Purifying Gel, so that's a cleanser. I have the Global Anti-Imperfection Hydrating Care, and that's just sort of a day moisturizer. And I have the Vichy Normaderm, obviously, Night Detox, and that's sort of your night cream. I'm going to start with the cleanser. You get 200ml in your cleanser and it's £11 for 200ml, so not particularly bad. I almost expected more when it came to Vichy for some reason in my head, but you get 200ml and you don't need very much of this as a cleanser. I use this cleanser in the mornings, and as recommended by the goddess of Caroline Hirons, we all know she knows her stuff. I tend to apply this dry, so I'll take dry hands and I use one pump. I don't need any more. I use one pump, I take it onto my fingertips and circular motions all over the face until it almost dries onto my face. And that only takes maybe sort of 20-30 seconds. It dries down pretty quickly. So you give it a good oil rub in, and obviously as you're rubbing in, you're drying it in as well, if that makes sense. So I do that, and then I will take a warm damp face cloth and use that to sort of give myself a wee exfoliation and to remove the gel cleanser. I have been using this for, well, quite some time. I'll put the details of how long exactly down below in the description bar, but I have noticed a great improvement when I have been using this. Now, I can only use this in the mornings. If I use it morning and night, it is too harsh, and I'm not sure if that's because these paired together it's too much for my skin or what exactly, but I don't use this at night. I use a more gentle cleanser at night because I double cleanse, so I remove my makeup with an oil or whatever else, and then I will use my Body Shop cleansing butter, the chamomile one, to give my face a good clean. So I like to use this in the mornings only, and it's quite nice. It's a nice way of waking up, actually. When I did use it morning and night, it was a wee bit too harsh. I started to get red lumps, etc. I'll just give you a really quick brief of what it claims to do, etc. It targets dilated or clogged pores, shine, imperfections, and even recurring ones. So if you've got spots that keep coming back, this range is aimed at acne prone skin, and I know I don't have the worst acne, but I seem to have continual outbreaks of little clusters of spots at the minute, so I had to sort of take something like this to get a handle on them. This doesn't sort of, there's nothing further really about this apart from it says, oh yeah, we target the pores and whatever else. Generally I would agree with that. I have the odd time, once or twice, had just a huge pore on my cheek of all places where I normally don't have issues with them, just pop up, but then it goes away really quickly as well because I'm using everything else to get rid of it, I suppose. So I'm not sure how good it is at, you know, being really good for your pores all of the time. So I can kind of agree with the statement that it targets your pores, sort of 80% agree with it, if that makes sense. I would obviously recommend you make sure you do face masks and that sort of stuff to help keep your pores nice and clean and that. But I do genuinely think that this has helped to improve my skin. As I said, I can only use it in the mornings. In the evenings it's just too much. But I actually really enjoy it, and I like the wee ritual, and I like the packaging as well. Love the pump, and I do literally only use one pump. It's not very much at all, and it does a really good job. I do like it. I would recommend checking it out if you have issues with your skincare, if you have issues with blemishes. So I like that one. Next we'll do the day cream. This is the Normaderm Global Anti-Imperfection Hydrating Care, and I'll tell you what this one says before I start. I'll just grab my laptop again. This is for oily, imperfection prone skin, and it provides complete care and transforms 6 imperfection concerns. This is why I wanted to sort of grab it. It was like, oh yeah, we do all these wonderful things. So it reckons it deals with blemishes, pores, shine, oily skin, marks, and uneven complexion. And it has got LHA, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, and all those things are supposed to help reduces the appearance of imperfections, revealing a complexion that looks healthier and more even. So, keep having to put that back out of the way. I don't know, I'm not entirely sold on the day cream. I think it is just too much for my skin, so I'm already using like 2 products that work, the cleanser and the night cream, which I'll talk about in a second. When I try and use this during the day, it just doesn't work particularly well with my skin anyway. When I sort of made myself use it for a number of weeks, not even, that's a complete lie. I used it for about a week and a half and made myself use it, and it was without doubt the thing that sort of gave me the red lumps. That's when I can tell if something's too much for my skin. My skin reacts by sort of getting angry lumps, not spots as such, but almost like welts, which is possibly something a bit odd. But that I had to stop using it, and within days of switching back to a different moisturiser, my Avene moisturiser, it was fine again. So this was the only thing that had changed in those days, so that's how I know. And I know skin can take weeks to react, etc. And I'm a firm believer in that if you want long-term effects, you have to wait a good 6 weeks. However, if something is not working for you, you will know pretty quickly. Well, I do anyway. Within sometimes a day, I will try a serum, and I know if I get spots, little tiny, I can feel, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, you can feel it coming. The tiniest amount, you can just feel a little sort of pinch or a sensitive bit in your skin coming up. So you can feel the spot coming before it's actually popped its head up. And with this one, I just got angry red sore bits. And I know there are different reasons for everything, and I promise I know my skin incredibly well, more so than anybody else will ever. So for me, this did not work. It's too much, it's too intense. The consistency it has is quite a light consistency, you can sort of see. It goes onto the skin really, really well, but it almost feels, once you've rubbed it in a wee bit, it almost becomes a gel, if that makes sense. So it smells quite fresh and everything else. I keep saying everything else. It smells really fresh and nice. Almost kind of cucumbery kind of freshness, you know. But it just does not work for me, unfortunately. So if you're using a lot of products and they work really well for you, and you have tried the ingredients of this could be one for you. My skin maybe isn't just oily enough for this to work well for me. That's the only thing I can think of, because I do have thoroughly combination skin where I go from dry to normal to oily. I've got a triple face. Excellent. Triple combination face. I'm not the only one, and I have sensitive skin. Winner. But yes, unfortunately this did not work for me. I have a friend it may work for, so I'm going to pass this along to her. Finally, from the Normaderm range, this is the last one I have. It's the Night Detox. I am very much in love with this product. Oh, I should have mentioned, this is £12 and you get 50ml for it. This is £15 and you get 40ml. This rocks. I love this. Along with the cleanser, I have noticed a drastic improvement in my skin. It's got a little nib and it comes out, it's quite thin consistency. Oh, pop the lid back on. It's quite a thin consistency, if that would focus. And it's nice and light on the skin. It absorbs really quite quickly when you pop this on. It absorbs really quickly. I tend to sort of, I run a thin line from my knuckle to the top of my finger, and I press my fingers, and that'll do almost my whole face, and then I'll need to do a bit more on my forehead. So you don't need a huge amount. I just got cut off by my memory there. What I was saying is you don't need a huge massive amount of this. I would just start with a little bit, apply it, and then apply the next bit. When this has been applied, it doesn't feel tight on your face, it doesn't feel tingling or anything like this. I'll tell you briefly about it. Grab the computer again. Excuse me. So, upon wakening, blemishes appear reduced, pores look less visible, complexion is radiant, and skin feels clean and purified. Those with oily blemish prone skin suffer from an overproduction of sebum during the night. By morning, the skin can feel dirty and dull with additional blemishes. This targets the skin overnight by helping to control the production of sebum while purifying the skin. So, upon awakening, sebum production is controlled, imperfections appear reduced, pores tightened, radiant complexion, even skin texture, skin feels clean and fresh. So, you know, it's a powerful formula that's still kind to the skin. And it lists all the ingredients and everything on the website. I will of course link everything down below. You can investigate for yourself on that front. But I know that the ingredients must work for me because I have had such joy with this product. I have noticed I have generally, on a sort of daily basis, I will have fewer outbreaks. That's a bit of a weird statement, but you know, sort of the frequency of my outbreaks has decreased. So I maybe, you know, you'll have 1 spot a week sort of thing rather than 12 spots a week. I don't get that many a week. I'm just pointing out, you know, I am getting less spots. The texture of my skin has improved a bit. Not humongous amounts, but it definitely feels slightly smoother. I did have sort of after Christmas, I was using this over Christmas, but I was also eating my own body weight in chocolate and sugary various confectionery things, so no amount of night detox was going to prevent any spots from that. But I have noticed it has improved the texture of my skin a bit, especially around my chin. That has become a bit better generally, and the spots just don't seem to hang about as much, or they don't necessarily always come to fruition. You know, I can sort of feel them coming, and generally when I feel them coming, I try to treat them as quickly as possible anyway. But they just heal up a lot quicker with this, and they disappear that bit quicker, and my scarring is getting better, and I like this. I get fewer breakouts and fewer issues. They're getting so much better over time. The longer I'm using this, the better my skin is. So that for me is a winner all by itself. It doesn't do anything for wrinkles or anything like that, and I haven't noticed, and I know the seagulls are having a party. I haven't noticed my pores shrink, and I know our pores don't shrink with, you know, it's not how our skin works, but they're less clogged all the time. My blackheads on my nose aren't as obvious as they once were. My large pores are still mostly there. They're just maybe a little less obvious. I don't know how that works. I know that doesn't make sense, but you know, that's what's going on. I really enjoy it. If I had to repurchase, and I will be repurchasing at some point, out of the 3 products, I would get these 2 guys, and I would really recommend checking them out. I think they're really good, and this not so much, unless you have super oily skin and real issues, much more than I have with breakouts, etc. So if you have much more acne prone skin, that could be your kind of product. It's just not for me. My skin isn't that bad, which is a good thing, but a nightmare, because trying to find something that works for all aspects of my skin in a moisturizer is a bit difficult. But I am making progress, apart from my Avene of course, but you know, a girl likes to branch out and try other things. So if you have any questions, please let me know down below. I will be doing a morning and evening skincare routine very soon. I've actually got really organised and scheduled my videos until the end of January, so I just need to get them recorded and get them up on time. But yes, if you have any questions, please let me know down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like if you liked, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!